Words from Our Mouths took a small break due to real life issues. We're very sorry, but now you can put us in your ears, go for your walk, start your drive, start your job, whatever it is you're doing, and we're back. My name's Pete, over there's James. You can't see what I'm pointing to. I don't know why I'm pointing. James, say hi. Okay, don't say hi. Never mind.
Hi.
Oh, I hate you so much. Moving swiftly on, not even going to ask you how you were. We're not alone this week. Again, we've brought a recurring guest back, and I'd like to welcome Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you? I hope you're well.
I'm
classify
alright.
it as evening.
Do you know what? Time is irrelevant.
It's half eight.
Time is just a concept that's made up. It's not an actual thing. So it's at whatever time of day you want it to be.
If we
Time
go
is made
back
up
a
of the
couple of
measurement
weeks,
of what time is.
if we go back a couple of weeks, this is Swoog's breakfast time just before stream starts.
Reformed streamer, reforms. What can I
Reformed,
say?
yes.
That's it. I've turned my life around, and
Thanks to your new manager, who by the way is mega banned. Mackie, you are mega banned.
Lol, he's mega. Trust. Sorry, it was nice knowing you, dude. Take care.
He knows the head
How
honcho. We'll get
long
back in.
how long did Reform Swoog last?
Still going.
This is the longest reform Eswoogi has been going for in the past 5 years. So yeah, this is a new leaf, so to speak. But yeah, this is the longest I've kept it up for in 5+ years.
I give it a week.
Oh, it's already been 8 days. No, 9 days.
No, a week from now.
All right,
Well.
that's all right. You're testing me now. Don't challenge me. Don't challenge
You're
me.
now going to last at least a week just to prove me wrong, aren't you?
Oh no, I've got to prove everyone wrong and myself.
It's like-
To be honest with you, it's
There's like
But
60 people who's got to prove wrong.
Is there a poll I can get in on?
For me personally, for those that don't know, sorry, I've reformed as a streamer. I'm trying to have more of a schedule, be more of a not just an absolute degenerate that just sleeps whenever he wants and wakes whenever he wants. So I'm trying to be more of a grown up, so to speak. So hence why I'm getting grief about me waking up in UK hours, and because it's been unfounded for the past 5 or 6 years. So
I have noticed, actually, you going live more and more regularly the last probably about a week or so that kind of makes sense.
It's more the time of day. So regularly, I was always regular as it is. It's more that it's not 4 o'clock in the morning. It's
When I first found you, it was very weird waking up and be like, oh, so we went live at 2. I know he's in the UK. Who goes live at 2 on an 8-hour speed run?
it's yeah. But anyway, we can get deeper into that later. But how are you, gentlemen? I hope you're well.
I am well.
I am, yes.
I am here. I'm breathing. I woke up
keep
today.
getting up. Yeah, I keep waking up. I keep going to work. The sun, I keep living to see the sun, so I must be doing something right. I guess I'm all right, really.
That's good to hear.
You sure?
I'm sure. There's just always something going on, isn't there? You know, it's just always, it's one thing after another. And I know that, like, life has to go on. It has to be one thing after another. Does it have to be so stressful?
Yes.
Oh. Then I want a refund. I'd like another go. Or can I pass my go to someone else? I'll sit this one out, and then during the next incarnation of the universe, I'll have my go then.
Did you know childhood is like the tutorial for being a human, and then once you hit adulthood, it's pay to win?
Yeah, it definitely is. You're not wrong
I
there.
didn't sign up for a pay to win game. I don't like pay to win games.
I've had a job since I was 10, 11 years old. I've always been pay to win.
10, 11 years old. What were you doing at that age?
Paper round.
Oh, of course. Right. I wasn't thinking anything else inappropriate. I don't know.
What were you thinking?
Let's move on. So yeah, my paper round, so get this. So I did my paper round from the age of about 10, 11 up to about 13, 14 before I got my first kitchen porter job. So about 2 years into me doing this paper round, the shop that I did it for, the corner shop, the grocery shop, whatever you want to call it, they turned around and they said, customers just complained that they've been being charged and haven't received this magazine for the last 2 years. And I've been posting it to the wrong house.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, and turns out this house was empty, like no one lived there. And
It's just a stack of them.
Literally, I was just like, oh, yeah, my bad.
I did quite well on my paper round. 'Cause again, I started at like probably about 11 or 12. Did it for like 2 years. Then started paying someone to do it for me.
That's...
So I was earning like, I can't remember how much it was, but for I could say 20 quid a day, I'd pay them 15 quid a day and just not do anything.
That's 10, 15 quid a day. All right, Elon Musk. Bloody hell.
The numbers are wrong. I can't remember how much.
I'm just saying my mansion on my, just in the ivory tower right now, gentlemen.
I was just ballparking numbers. I can't remember how much it was. But yeah, basically I paid them 3/4 of what I got paid to keep a quarter for myself.
I paid them to do the job, and then I used my money to buy more money, because working for a living is just too hard.
I've just invested in some extra gold so I can sit on that while I'm in the toilet.
I got away with that for like 6 months.
That's a long time. Like £5 a day for 6. You know what? I'd take it.
I don't know. It wouldn't have been £5 a day. I can't remember how much it was. They were just numbers I randomly picked to make it simple. But I gave I paid someone 3/4.
Thanks for dumbing it down for us, James. I'm sure we couldn't manage percentages.
I know I need to dumb things down for you.
I mean, is anything to do with the guest that we've got this week? I didn't want to say anything out loud, but I heard that before he came here, he got stuck in his own trousers. So.
Hang on, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that topic.
Well, it happened. Sorry. I broke the rules.
This is why I wear skirts at all times. Can't get stuck in them.
Challenge accepted. I think you'll find that you can get stuck in anything.
It's not a mental image you want to see, is it, Pete? Me in a skirt?
I don't fully know what you look like, so... But no, either way.
No, skirts are great, man. Yeah.
I just don't want to imagine, James.
No.
I imagine skirts would be really comfortable.
They're very free. They're like there's
breezy,
a lot of breeze. Yeah. No, I'm not even memeing. I've done cosplays. I've worn plenty.
I think this is a problem with the problem with gendered clothing is the fact that we can't wear a skirt acceptably, and why that's a problem for me because I think they'd be really, really comfortable.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's not acceptable. You would definitely get people looking at you, but that's just because they're dumb. It's just
I get that.
If you look at Pete's face, he gets that anyway. So
come on, I'm a handsome boy. My mum told me so.
She lied.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
She listens to this podcast as well, so we'd like clarification, please.
Well, okay, the clarification is right. I was sat in my bedroom, and she said, "You're the most handsome boy in this room," and then locked the door from the outside.
Does your mother actually listen to this podcast?
Oh yeah, biggest
fan.
Fan.
Hello, Pete Smells' mum. Hello. I hope you're well. Your son is great, by the way. Honestly, no jokes. Great guy. Very nice guy.
Tell us something she doesn't know.
You brought up a fine young lad. So
how much are you paying Swoog to say this?
No, honestly, the thing is with especially parents, you can.
It's just high.
I have not smoked meth in at least 36 hours. No, I'm joking.
I've got the drug test to prove it.
Yeah. But no, the thing is with kids, like it's reflective of the parents. Hence why I'm such a degenerate. No,
I'll tell your mother that, and you will pay for that.
Dude, don't tell her, please.
Please. Does she still beat you?
No, she never beat me, dude. It was my siblings that used to beat me. That's why, yeah.
Get the spiders.
Yeah, no, I've got a strong mental mindset because my mother used to grill me, and physically I'm quite susceptible or. Pain never was. I don't want to say it wasn't an issue, but when you're the youngest of 4 siblings and you used to get a good kicking off the siblings quite often, when you get into a fight at a young age with people your age and they hit you, you're like, are you trying to hurt me? My brother literally had me wedgied me and ripped my boxes on my ass crack. Like it's just
I got hit by a chair at home yesterday. That's nothing.
Anyway, enough of the violence. Yeah, what's on the agenda this week, dudes? You
have questions.
Oh no! I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. I've got a couple of topics we'll bring up along the way.
Last podcast, you had questions, dude, didn't ask them, and you told us to remind you this. Podcast.
How many weeks ago was that?
That was a lot of weeks ago.
I've got new folder 374 on my desktop. I have no idea where those notes are.
And the spy in your Discord said about an hour ago that you're coming on the podcast. We gave him at least 25 topics. We expect none of them to be covered. So, yes, fair enough.
A spy? Who's the spy?
We can't tell you.
I just told him.
No.
You're also in the same Discord. You could go look at the channel.
Oh no, they type too much, man. They waffle on too much. So do I. It's just like we've got a ranking system on how many words you type, and I'm number one. They're just like, Swoog, what do you talk about? I'm like, I don't know.
But no, our lawyer is our spy.
Our lawyer?
Is it our lawyer, not your lawyer? You don't need a lawyer. You represent yourself.
No, Mackie's
The words from our mouths legal to like Mackie.
No, if you remember correctly, but I believe Mackie was the judge, and we all had the same lawyer, which was IEP.
Well, you guys are screwed because Mackie's now my lawyer, and he's the judge. So,
and he's banned as well. So nothing like a fair trial, is it?
Shit.
Actually, he's not just banned; he's mega banned. I believe the term was.
Yeah, he's mega banned at the moment. I mean, it's fine. I mean, anyway. Moving on. So yeah, no, I've got a few just general topics, but I mean, there's so much going on in the world at the moment as well. But I don't know. Do we want to make it dark and depressing? Like, I mean, it's just...
Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to make it dark and depressing, but
all right,
serious at the same time. One of the reasons we didn't do the podcast, like, is because I was at a funeral.
I'm sorry.
I was at a funeral for a friend of mine, someone I haven't spoken to for years, but doesn't change the point, who took their own life at 31. One of the things that was said by him beforehand was that he felt he didn't have anybody to turn to. There was nearly 200 people at the funeral. It was standing room only. So if you are suffering anything like that, reach out. There are people there that would care. If it was your funeral, I guarantee there would be, again, standing room only, because people do care. So if you are suffering, please just reach out, be it professionally, friend or family, or just strangers on the internet. People will talk to you, and people are there for you.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. It's really tough. I was speaking about on stream just before I jumped on here. Literally, one of my friends, or one of my brother's friends that I'd known as a kid, known since a kid, he had done the same. But yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. It's really tough. And again, as James said, everyone, yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone, and I hope it was a nice sending at least, James. And
yeah, it was a nice service. It was one really good thing actually. He was into his music. He did a lot of open mic nights and stuff. So one of the songs was recorded by him. That got every single person in the fucking building mind. There wasn't a dryer there, but it was a song that he recorded, a song he used to love doing, which was quite nice. It was Half a World Away by Oasis, which is a nice song as well. But stop having people go to your funerals. Reach out and talk to people.
Yeah. It's crazy how quickly you can feel
shit.
like trapped in your own head when stuff like this strikes, though. When you hit a state of depression, I can only speak for myself, but I can very quickly turn into a point of like, well, why would anybody even care? You know, why should this
feel
be a
like
big
a
deal to
hindrance?
somebody else? Yeah, it's like why should I
you
approach
feel like
somebody
a
else with
burden.
this? I never want to bring anybody down to that same level, you know. It's it's never going to happen, really, is it? You know, it's impossible, really, to hang on to someone and pull them down like that, especially if you reach out in the correct way. Yeah. Because another problem that you can have is some people lash out instead, rather than just being being, I don't know what the word is for it, just being honest, really, about what they're feeling and how much it's hurting them. They'll just yell at people. They'll just lash out because it's easier to pick a fight than it is to deal with what it is that they're feeling. But it's hard. It's like at the same time, it's like that's the incorrect way of doing it. But you can't blame someone for doing that either, because how else do you express your feelings if you don't know how?
Then another point on this is that take a step out of your shoes and imagine that your friend reached out towards you asking for help, or in the worst case scenario, they didn't reach out, and how you'd feel about that. They'll feel the same for you, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm trying to.
No, that does make sense.
But if you're thinking you'd want your friend to reach out to you, reach out to them, because they'll want the same. That's the whole point of friendships. It's give and take.
Yeah, it's tough. See, so I mean, especially being a streamer and having a community, I'm quite well connected with my community, and I always try and emphasize to people just reach out to me, drop me a message, etc. But on the flip side of that coin, I won't do it myself. I won't reach out to people. I would say, look, come talk to me, like DM me, call me, or whatever. But on the other side of the coin, I won't do it to other people, even if they tell me to. I will, yeah, I'll bottle it up and just. It's tough. It's really tough, and I understand that mental headspace, so to speak. But yeah, it's really rough. I mean, especially in this day and age, it's, as Pete was saying, you feel like a burden. Like I like to try and help people and build them up, etc. If I'm reaching out, then I'm bringing them down, so I feel like a burden. But yeah, it's tough. It is tough, but it is something that obviously should be talked about more, especially with friends and family and people that you're associated with. You're never alone. I think the one thing that really got me quite a while ago, actually, what was it? Etika. How many years ago was that now? 2, 3 years.
Good hell.
It's
At least that.
been it's been a long time, but people. He always said, "I have mental problems. Like I'm struggling, and like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna." Like, and people just like, "Yeah, go for it," because the internet is full of, well, trolls, idiots. But
3 years ago.
wow, that's crazy. And when he actually did it, the same people that were trolling him and egging him on to do it, the people were like, "Oh man, I can't believe it. That's so bad." You know, it's just like, well, you were the same little shit that was posting troll shit. It's just the internet's a bit of a weird place, especially when you're a content creator, so to speak. But even if you're not a content creator and you feel trapped in your own box, it's yeah, just reach out to people, man.
You don't have to be an influencer to have influence, and
Yeah,
it's it's just when you're in a position like that, it's the small things that add up. Whether it's small good things or small bad things, they get on top of each other and they have this compounding effect. Because again, I can only speak for myself, but I either have loads of good things that I can hold on to that'll pull me through, or there's loads of bad things that just get on top of me and I can't get on top of them.
yeah,
And it's so because it's very rare that I have one large problem to pit myself against, and in the
yeah,
event that I do, I find that I would cope, and I find that I have coped better with one large problem,
yeah,
whereas an accumulation of little problems is it's a lot harder to keep on, because you have to tackle each thing in a different way. Some things require
yeah.
different mindsets and things like that, and it becomes really overwhelming really quickly. And the problem you said before about not wanting to bring people down by reaching out,
Yeah.
something that I'm aware of is that, especially now, the world isn't really a nice place to live in. People have got a lot to be stressed about no matter what,
Yep.
and I don't want to be another thing for them to be stressed about.
Everyone's in their own bubble, so to speak. They're dealing with their own
Yeah.
things, and I think the way you just said it there is something I personally can relate to very, very strongly. So as you say, like dealing with bigger issues or dealing with big issues individually, fine. But over the last 6 months or so, I've just had a correlation. Just everything, 5, 6 things has just all come together at the same time. And just gone. I just it. How do you cope with that? I mean, personally, I try and cope with things as best as I can. Sometimes I do it well, sometimes I do it terribly. But yeah, what 5, 6 things came together. I won't talk about what they all were, etc. But do you know what? Sorry, yeah, health issues. Fiance broke up with me. So what else? Streaming issues, gaming issues. They all just hit together at the same time, and it gets to that point. It just beats you down, and it got to a point where I was just laid in bed, and I was meant to be getting up for stream. I was just like, I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to deal with everything today. And then it just snowballs. It snowballs. It
I was going to
snowballs.
say
But
the snowball effect is a bit stronger for you because, I mean, you're a self-employed worker, aren't you?
Yeah.
You need to motivate yourself to get up and do the thing that provides you with your income.
exactly,
And then that
and
slight
people.
knock will stop you doing it one day, which will damage your finances, which will damage your mental health even more, which leads into further not wanting to get up and do anything.
Exactly, and then it snowballs even more. It's like, who wants to tune into a streamer that's fucking down and depressed and dealing with a million issues, and they get on stream just like, oh my god, I'm struggling. But I will say the thing that is helping me come out of this hole and pull me out of this hole and coping with everything is friends, is people, is you guys, for example, so doing this podcast, this stream, the community, it's actually speaking to people, being honest, being open, etc. And as I said to my community the other day, like 2 days ago, is since I reached out to people and since I made it more prevalent that I'm struggling. People are reaching out, people are talking to me, and they're helping me, and I felt more like myself than I have done in years. So again, yeah, to loop back round to James, your funeral you attended, reach out to people, talk to people, because it does help. As hard as it is, as tough as it is, reach out to people. Just
you should find the hardest part is that first step.
Yes, exactly.
Everything should get easier from that point. So if you feel you don't have anyone to reach to, yes, me and Pete, we'll talk to people. We always do. Either email us, or the Discord, or all the other fucking things. The links are below.
And I know we're horrible to each other, me and James, but we will actually listen. You know, we are
sometimes decent people.
We've all, to some extent, been in that position where we felt like we've had nowhere to turn, or we felt like no one would want to even hear about our problems. But it's not the case, and most people are good people. You know, I know that there's a loud minority of idiots out there.
Arseholes. Yeah, arseholes.
Yeah.
Arseholes is a good word.
Don't let them put you off the rest of humanity, though, because, I mean, I'm quite lucky with my job that I get to meet so many people on such a big rotation, and there are so few that I would write off as just bad people. There are so few. And I'm talking, like, I must have worked with, like, upwards of, like, 1,500 people over the years.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like in close quarters with them as well. And I don't remember all of them. I would never remember all the names, but the ones that stick out that I think of as, I say bad people. I just like people that I would prefer not to deal with. Do you know what I mean? Like, and again, I only see a small sliver of their lives in order to make that judgment. But to have such a small number of people in such a sample size that I've worked next to still think no, thank you, tells me that there is more good than bad in the world. It's just the bad's louder.
That's always the case. It's like the people that shout the loudest are the ones that are heard the most. So I do say a lot. I'm not the best people. I don't particularly like people because it's in the aspects where it's not necessarily that they're bad people, but everyone's wrapped up in their own rat race, so to speak. They've got their own life. It's become so. I used to work in London a lot. I used to do a lot of business meetings in London, and London to me was one of the toughest places because you don't get acknowledged by anyone. Like people bump into you. People don't move out of the way. People don't, even if you say hello. It's just they're in their own blinkered headspace, so to speak. I've got to get to this place. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to go to work. And then rinse and repeat. It's the rat race effect, so to speak, and it's snowballed over the years, and it's tough, especially like in the aspects again of trying to find new friends or to try and meet a new potential love interest. So it's tough. And yeah, I feel for the younger generation because Jesus, everything's online these days, isn't it? Like kids these days, they're all mobiles and iPads, etc. It's
not necessarily a bad thing because it's like
I think iPads are classified as old-fashioned these days.
Maybe, yeah. iPods definitely are. Ask a kid what an iPod is; they won't know.
They killed them. They've officially stopped making the iPod.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's kind of sad, actually. That makes me feel.
I think that was like a decade ago, wasn't it? They stopped making
that.
It.
It was this year. They've officially announced the end of iPod.
I can't believe that iPods were still. I'm googling iPod end of life.
I'm waiting.
Holy crap! They were still making iPods. Jesus.
It was things like the iPod Touch and stuff.
Yeah, the iPod Touch.
And I think the Nano was still popular because it's so small, convenient.
There's no need to carry a separate music player now, though, when your phone does it. So,
no, for me there is. I don't have one currently, but the issue with that is everything's gone USB-C, and they've taken out the 3.5mm head for jacks, so you can't.
I can't deal without the headphone jack. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I know,
honestly,
I'm sure that wireless earphones are great, but I don't want them.
No. I would lose
That's
them.
why
It's
I
like,
get my cheap China phones, because they don't betray us by getting rid of the headphone jack.
I honestly, my newest phone has been absolutely fantastic. Google Pixel 2 XL, by the way, boys. I've got so much I can say about mobiles and how.
There's one major thing that the Pixel was missing for me.
Is that?
iOS.
Sorry, I'm done. All right, sorry, Pete. I'm sorry, your friends. Fucking Apple. Jesus.
Oh, I fucking love Apple.
No, mine's
facts.
what the hell have I got?
I would assume you've got an Android operating system
I've
and
got
maybe
an Oppo,
something like
Oppo A53.
It's the Oppo, isn't it? Yeah.
so Android operating system, Oppo
Yeah.
A53. So what's that?
The budget range.
Do you know what?
Oppo do what OnePlus said they were going to do, and make fairly powerful, not in flagship level, but fairly powerful, cheap, cheerful phones.
Yeah, and it's been fantastic, actually. It's done everything I've needed to do, and then some.
Well, I'm gonna shout at probably everyone listening right now. If you spend more than £150 or $200 on a phone, then you are mental. So
Mental.
I worked in the communication industry for close to a decade, very, very high fear. And if you're spending that much money on a phone, you've either got too much money or you haven't got enough brain cells. I'm sorry, but that's it's.
I do not have too much money, therefore I must lack brain cells.
Well, the thing is with mobile
I
phones,
accept this
dude,
fact.
what phone have you got?
iPhone 12.
So let me just Google how much is an iPhone 12. iPhone 12.
I think it was about 700, but I got it.
Oh my god. That's
Holy
almost the budget for my
Jesus.
PC, 700 quid. It's like-
It's on my it's on contract.
That's like a month's living for some people. So wait, you paid 700 on a contract, or
No. I paid my contract. I think they are valued at about 700 when I got it. I think
okay?
that's what they
So
were.
how much is your contract per month?
46?
46, and how long was the contract?
12 months? 24 months, sorry.
Still a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Considering, like, does your iPhone 12 do anything for you
That's
that...
£1,100 you're paying for that phone.
I do also have unlimited data, though.
That's, I mean, so essentially the data, etc., especially on these networks, it costs them nothing because they've got the network set up now. So you're essentially paying £1,100 for a phone. But what I will say, so this Google Pixel 2 XL, I paid £100 for, and I've had it for close to 2.5 years now. I bought it refurbed, Class A off of eBay from a reseller, and it blows my mind when people spend when you get a new phone, instead of getting a contract, so you could get your contract down to like, I don't know, £15-20, have no contract and buy a phone for £100-150, and you just save so much money, man.
I did that for quite a while. I had before I got this one, I had the 6, I think, which I kept for about 5-6 years until I destroyed it. I broke it enough that time. The screen had been replaced that many times. The guy that does my screens for me said he probably can't make it stick anymore. There's just that much level of crap got into it between the repairs and all that lot. It's beyond economical repair, I believe were his terms. So then I went and got a new contract. But what will happen is when this contract finishes, I'll switch it to SIM only and keep this till it doesn't work.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what you want to do. So next time you want a new phone, you don't need the newest. And it's just like people just like, oh man, I got the iPhone 57. It's got fucking 500 megapixels, super camera, zoom, boosting, jamming, juicing. So all right, so
The more things that rhyme in it, the better it is, apparently.
It just, yeah. I'm from that industry and I know how much of a scam it is. So yeah, it just,
I pay.
When I get a new phone, I do tend to get Apple's current flagship at the time, but then I keep it for. I don't get a new one every 2 years like some people do. I tend to keep it for about 5 or 6 years, but that's normally because I've destroyed it, rather than I once dropped a phone in acid primer, which is literally designed to eat away at metal, and it ate away at the inside of the phone. So
I have to
I
ask,
buy a new one then.
what is it about flagship phones that you need to get one rather than...
Because beforehand, when I didn't have enough to be able to afford to do it,
Yeah.
I'd get the older one, and it would only last me 2-3 years before it.
Well, I
got
mean, they're
too
Apple
slow and awkward.
phones, so like I
Yeah.
can't I have too much
They've
to
got
say
a lot
about
better
Apple.
at not slowing down than they used to. I like iOS. I'm not going to deny it. I also do have an iPad, an Apple Pencil, an Apple Watch, 2 Apple Watches.
You're fighting a losing battle here, Swoogie. He
Well,
just looks
I
around his
mean-
room and there is thousands upon thousands of pounds of useless Apple products in his room that he doesn't
And
even make use
if
of.
I get enough money to be able to afford one, I will like to get another Mac.
Oh, you hurt my soul.
But I want the Mac to edit the podcast better, because when I originally learned to edit in school, we did it on Macs. And I can remember so much more about that than I can on
But you
learning
could just
slowly to
learn
do
on
Windows.
free softwares, James. Come on.
I'm slowly learning on free software.
Yeah. And
But
it's more
I
economical to
enjoy
do
doing
so.
I enjoy doing it on Mac. I always have. I love doing editing out. When I did all my graphic design sort of stuff at school, again, I learned on Windows and Mac, and I still prefer doing it on Mac.
Just
For
like to put
creative,
into
I
perspective.
think Macs are better.
But
But
like to put into perspective your phone contract, James. Now, I get the unlimited data thing, blah, 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 whatever. I pay £17.50 a month for the phone and 100 gig of data a month. And that's unlimited
Legit.
texts and calls, whatever the hell.
That
Nobody
is
uses calls and
legit.
texts, but...
That's
I know
good.
last month I did use 112 gig of data.
Just one sort
Stream off
but
of
then,
a SIM card and go
so-
for about 8 terabytes.
Well, so you've used 112 gig of data last month. That's fine. Now, my options for getting this contract, I chose the cheapest one, which was actually the
Oh, yeah.
lowest thing.
I know
So-
I could get it cheaper, but I like Apple.
I know, but you spent like so. No, you know when you said to me about like doing stupid things with buying new cars because you could save so much money,
Yes, this
and
is
then you
the
go
counter.
and do
But-
like the hypocritical thing here and spend on Apple products.
My problem is, so I'm sorry, I'm biased because again I'm from the communication industry. So Apple has actually, they've been proving their devices start to degrade internally over past the 12-month point. So when I worked in the industry, so every single phone supplier, so whether it's Samsung, Huawei, fucking Sony, 24-month warranty. Apple was the only company that did 12-month warranty because their phones are designed to degrade after 12 months, so you have to replace them. Anyway, I
They
could...
got sued for that, though, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
Not just Apple though. A lot of companies got sued for
Quite
it.
a few companies got sued for it, granted. I don't know. Apparently they're better now. I don't know. But yeah, that's why I end up having screens replaced because I dropped them. The only other things I ever get replaced are batteries. But again, I'm really not good on phone batteries.
Do you jailbreak
'Cause-
your phone, James?
No.
I don't admit to breaking the
Wait, you know
law
that.
on any recording ever. Never admit the
Is
truth.
it illegal to jailbreak a phone?
Yes.
Is it really? I didn't
No,
know
I've never
that.
done it.
You
Was
are
it-
essentially, so say if you got the phone with Vodafone and it's within the Vodafone contract, if you jailbreak it to then go and use it on a 3 network or an O2, you're
I was
essentially
thinking
breaking the
more.
law.
I
And
wasn't
these days,
thinking
they
about.
don't tend to lock phones anymore.
And I
Mine's
wasn't
not locked.
talking
I know
about.
it's not.
I wasn't talking about breaking it to get to other network providers. I was talking about it to allow like software to be installed from external parties and stuff like that. Because one thing that Apple does, which I'm sure you're familiar with, is that if you can't get it off the iStore, you can't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas with
So
Android, I can
jailbreaking
install
is
it.
almost jailbreaking is flashing it to a cracked version of iOS.
Yeah, that's-
so,
Thinking about it, that could be illegal because you're cracking proprietary software.
Uh-huh. You're essentially... yeah, but as you're saying, Android it's essentially a mini computer, so...
yeah, so
if
I
you-
can
if
do
you
what I
know-
want on it. Like if I
Yeah,
want to
Android is
install
not-
it, I go ahead.
The main difference is iOS is proprietary and Android is open source software.
So,
Anyone can do
Open source is
Android.
clearly superior.
I agree. So,
We
the,
can make a phone right now and put Android on it.
it's... Oh, yeah, sorry, I could rant about this stuff for days. So my...
But I will state the best podcast thing for uploading podcasts to, like sorting the account out, was Apple. As a
I
random one.
honestly, I mean, if you're that way inclined, I mean, I do appreciate you as a friend, but you are so... Sorry.
I'm not denying you, stupid. This is what really annoys you, Swoon. Guess how many pairs of AirPods I've bought?
I will hunt you down and...
Guess how many pairs?
No, I'm not. We're not, dude. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. How many pairs? Come on.
It's 4.
All right.
2 went through the washing
AirPods
machine.
Cost
About the first ones I got were 150, and the last set I got was 170 because it's the new generation. With the I got the wireless charger.
So over £600 on headphones.
But in my defence, it's because I kept putting them through the washing machine. That's not a defence,
that's
my fault.
That's
okay,
not.
I didn't mean defence. I meant in Apple's defence. It's my fault because I put them through the washing machine. And then the tumble dryer. Don't put tech through the washing machine and tumble dryer.
I can just feel I'm getting like burst blood vessels on my head and I'm gonna explode.
I'd like to again just add some perspective into this. So the particular earphones I get, because I had to go through Reddit threads, not forums. Forums is an old thing. I had to go through a Reddit thread. Because I was struggling because most earphones these days are the in-ear things that like press right into your ear canal.
Oh yeah, no, I can't.
Who likes that? Not only to like, okay, you know what? If you like it, fine. That's fine. I get different
Wax
things
build up, like plugging in. Just I can't.
I know. I
can't,
understand. But,
I like that.
Whatever. Like, shut the fuck up, James. We've already established you're an idiot. Right. So first of all, like that's really uncomfortable to wear. But if somebody likes it, that should be available to the people who like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But why does that mean the demise of the regular earbud that you just place in your ear? Why is that so difficult to get hold of? So I took to the internet and trawled for hours until I found the VE Monk Plus, which is phenomenal sound quality, by the way. The best
Sponsored by Monk Plus today, by the way, boys.
Right. Oh no, seriously. Like each pair costs $11.99. Now you can see that like 99% of the money goes into making the sound quality really good because they're not particularly expensively made and they will break rather easily. Difference is, James, like over how many years have you bought those pairs of AirPods?
Since they first came out, I don't know when they were first released, but.
So what like a ballpark amount of years? What are we talking?
5-6 years.
5-6 years. Okay, cool. That's good because about 5-6 years I've been using these. Admittedly, I've gone through like 6-7 pairs because I keep breaking them when I trap them and stuff at work. But $11.99.
The reason I switched to wireless ones before, and I kept shutting them in car doors and breaking the wire.
Yes, but at $11.99 a pop, James, I am still years away from spending the same amount that you did. And I think these are expensive because ordinarily I would get like the £2 ones from Tesco or something, whatever was cheapest. So I think I'm splashing out on these, and you are okay spending £600 over 5 years on fucking earphones. And you know what? I wasn't going to be bitter about this, but you can stick that saving of $4,000 a year on cars up your ass because I don't give a fuck if you're just going to whistle it away on that.
The only thing I'd want is. I used to like my wired ones until I started working in the car industry and even the air conditioner kept breaking them. I want active noise cancelling on them though.
I can't listen to your justification. I'm sorry. Sorry to be rude.
No. I'm not saying that AirPods are the best. I'm not even going to claim that they aren't the best.
I want to hear. $4,000 for saving on a car. What?
Oh, it was discussing about leasing cars. Now it's a fucking stupid idea.
You literally do that with your fucking iPhone 12. That's literally what you're doing with.
No, but you end your phone at the end of it.
So that's not a lease. Car at the end.
That was
It's so like when you get that's what you're doing with your mobile.
Buying a car on finance is fine. I have nothing against that. It's the leasing. It's the borrowing a car for 2 years, then giving it back.
But then you trade it back in for.
I never trade my phone.
So would you not be trading your iPhone? So if you got an iPhone 12 and they're saying we'll buy it back off you for £200 towards your new iPhone, you're going to say no.
Except I won't get a new iPhone until this one's down to it's worth about £10 because it's been destroyed 18 million times.
But if you were offered the deal of swapping it in every 2 years and then not altering anything and having a new
I get
phone,
offered that. They phone me and say, "Would you like a new phone?" I say, "No, I'd like to go SIM only, please."
So
this is the last phone I've bought for about 5 years.
I honestly, I see what you're saying with the leasing, but in comparison, that's what you're doing with your phone. So even if you waited 6 years to get your new phone, if you take it in and they're going to give you money for it towards your new contract, you're essentially it's a lease of the phone. That's what I'm saying with these bloody iPhone 12s.
If people are doing that and all that lot, fair enough. I don't do that. But the other one, on your calculations, that it works out £1,100 because it doesn't cost me anything to do with the data. That's not strictly true because even if I went SIM only, I'd still have to pay for the data.
It doesn't cost the company anything.
Yeah, but when I get my when I get my bill, I get two bills. I get one for my device plan, one for my airtime plan, and the device plan.
What?
That totals out to the £46.
That's archaic. What company is that?
That is archaic. Yeah,
who?
O2 do it now. The reason they do it is because I can change my airtime plan every month.
And they do, yeah, no, I was, yeah, wow, do they still do that?
They stopped for a bit. They brought it back. I like it because I can change my airtime plan.
Yeah, you can also fucking trade in your phone at any time.
Yes.
That's the O2 buyback scheme. O2 buyback. Oh, fuck, that's archaic.
O2 refresh, I think they call it now.
Yeah, that's like.
You can call it what you want. It's still the same system.
But it works out. The device plan over 24 months works out for the value of the iPhone.
No. It works out for 30% more than the iPhone was worth.
No, I worked it out when they did it.
The 110% they charge you more because it's.
Well, I think they charge you more in your airtime plan than if you were SIM only.
That's it then. So you're paying
Get
the
the money
extra
off you
cost.
some way or another.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not paying it on the phone, but you're paying it.
In all
for
honesty,
£6
if I was to go out and buy one, I'd have to get a bank loan, and the interest is probably worse than the 5% that fucking O2 charge me.
I mean, you could just buy one off of eBay for $100, and then you
But then that's like I said, I get the new one when I need a new phone. I don't tend to get it brand new the day it comes out, sort of thing. I get it when I need one, but then I keep it for 6 years, so I don't mind.
Honestly, yeah, no, I could rant about this stuff for days, but I'm sure people just be like, what are these guys talking about? But for anyone that is listening, I highly advise not getting a contract on your phone, going onto eBay, getting a grade A refurbed phone, and yeah, just save yourself an absolute fortune.
Just
another option, even better, just shut up.
Okay.
There are local shops that will sell decent refurbs as well, grade A refurbs. There's one near me. I'm shouting out a random company called iOutlet in Plymouth, and they
sponsored by Outlet. Sorry,
I wish we were sponsored by Outlet because they're the guys that fix my phone for me.
Lots of sponsors today, boys. Lots of sponsors. Let's go.
Well, I know the other day I was in there fixing a phone for my friend, or getting the screen placed for him, and they had iPhone 12s in there, which I think if you go to Apple, they're still £500 in there. Pretty much pristine condition, new cases, the lot sort of thing, for about £150.
Yeah.
Support local.
Yeah.
Right, so just a bit more perspective on how you get ripped off on contracts. So I know that
I'm not denying this, by the way.
No, I know you're not, but I like you said you worked.
People are unaware. Yeah, people are uneducated.
Yeah, you can be completely happy with your contract. Let me just talk about mine. I don't pay a lot. I pay £17.50 a month, which is good. It's a good price. You know.
Yeah.
I would feel dirty if I paid more than 25.
Yeah.
So, but now that's a 24-month contract. Now that would bring up my payments after the 24 months to £420. Nice, 420.
Sorry.
But just to add that into some perspective, that now I've already looked at SIM-only deals for what I get for my data and stuff like that. I can get the same thing for like £8 a month, I think it is, on a SIM-only deal, and but the handset on its own costs £99.96. So at the end of this 24 months. Whoever I'm with, I can't even remember the name of the network.
This is bloody BT or something.
No, ID Mobile, that's who I'm with.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
It's Carphone Warehouse's own.
Is that who it is?
Network.
So they'll be sat on the Telefonica network. Yeah, okay.
The Telefonica network.
So I pay. So I'm going to be paying like 4 times the value of the phone by the end of it. So that and whilst my contract is a very reasonable price, I'm still getting ripped off in the long run.
Yeah. But the thing is, for that, it's convenient for people because they can't.
Yeah, it's convenient because I know there was no down payment. I paid £17.50 for my first month, and I've just been rolling £17.50, which feels like nothing. And that's good. That was convenient for me, and it still is convenient for me. And I shouldn't really complain because it's not a lot of money. But if I was to be smart about it, I could have just paid £100 for the phone, and then just paid a couple of quid a month. Because £8 a month. Or I could have got one of those ones where it's like flexible, you know, where I can just add more data on, or if I need it or something like that. You can do it a lot cheaper if you just pay attention.
Yeah.
So anybody who's thinking that your £65 a month contract on the new iPhone is good money, then you can go and stuff it up your ass. Okay?
Come to me and Pete. We'll sell you a phone. we got good deals here. Pete and Swug's phone shop. Trust.
We found our spin-off.
I've been to look at O2. If I was to do my contract SIM only, it's £32 a month as it is. So that means I'm paying £14 a month for my phone.
You are SIM only.
That is a SIM only 24-month deal. No phone with it.
Yeah, no, but if you get SIM only, you don't need a contract. You just go SIM only monthly rolling, 30-day rolling. Like.
But I was just looking at the direct comparison of what my phone is. If I put it on 30-day one, It's £36 a month, so it costs more.
Dude,
So that makes my phone £10 a month.
I swear
Which means
to
it's
God,
£240 for an iPhone.
I
got a really good deal on mine though.
I pay £10 on my mobile for unlimited calls, unlimited text, and like 10 gig of data.
See, my issue, the reason mine's high is because I like unlimited data. It's because I use it a lot.
How much data is unlimited?
Last month was 100. I think the fair usage limit is 300 gig.
See, that's long because
there is a fair usage limit.
That's the
always
scam.
These things.
So I'm.
So that's not unlimited, then, is it?
It's
Your
not.
calls
No,
and
fair
texts aren't unlimited
usage.
either, Pete.
That's not the same on every network though. So 3 Mobile and Vodafone don't do fair usage. So O2 and everything everywhere, they do fair usage. So I use about 8 terabytes a month on my SIM card.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So that's £35, and that's 8 terabytes. Roughly, give or take 7, 8-ish, that sort of area.
How much porn are you downloading?
Dude, I stream off of a SIM card.
Oh, right, fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah,
then.
no,
I thought that was just on your phone. I'm like, what are you doing to
I
get
understand
8
the confusion.
terabytes?
See, I knew what he was talking about, and then I just realised that James might not know.
It's just
know
like, holy shit, Swug, what the...
You can see my confusion now, can't you?
Honestly, first things first, who downloads porn, man? Like, that's like paying a monthly subscription for a porn site. It's just like...
What, you guys don't do that?
Do you know what, Elon? Your iPhone, your Mac, your fucking AirPods, you're paying porn subscriptions? Holy hell. But yeah, this is... on a serious note, look at your phones, boys. When you're next going to upgrade, just... Do I really need the 57 billion megapixel camera that captures every single pixel? And
This is the point I make, right? So
Yeah.
I upgraded
do
this
like
one
having
online.
a good camera.
I upgraded this one on the Carphone Warehouse website, but when before this one, I had 2 Huawei's before this. I had
Huawei's good.
Yeah, I had the P8 Lite, and then I had the P20.
Maybe selling data to Chinese government.
I
Oh,
don't care.
dude,
right.
Dude, I don't get. Don't.
This
dude,
point
you use
really
Apple.
pisses me off.
You use
Yeah,
Apple.
exactly. Like,
But I know my data's being sold to the US government.
but then, what difference does it make, right? You're
Huawei
being
hide
spied on. I don't care. You're being spied on by everything. Every button that you press on your keyboard is tracked by something. And the
first of
proof
all-
is that if you text me the word bra and then you open a website and it starts advertising bras to you, there's your proof. All right.
So-
it's just
Before I start my rant here, first of all, I'm sorry, IEP. I'm sorry. I know you. Sorry, I'll keep it brief, IEP. I'm sorry. So, for this whole topic, this conversation, if you have an internet connection, if you are connected to the internet in any way, shape, or form, everything you ever do, ever type, ever use on the internet is trackable, is traceable, is viewable. If somebody wants to see it, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's China, it's bloody America. It's if you use the internet. Anyone can find. Anyone can. It's you are using the internet. It's for convenience. So I Edward Snowden, for example, it's just like fucking the Prism project. But I'm not going to go down this wormhole because I could rant about this for days. But the internet is so convenient and so useful that I've always just been like, do you know what? Fuck it. Take my data. If you want it, take it. And the internet's so fun and useful. Just to have it.
This
I
is
don't
the
care.
point I make. Right, somebody said to me that like I wouldn't get the it was in one of the Discord servers. They said I wouldn't get the Chinese phones because they're selling my thing. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what? If someone wants to sell what I'm doing to someone, then fucking good luck to them. They're going to be so bored.
The best thing is if they say I'm not getting a Chinese phone, but the network that their internet connection is on their phone is Chinese hardware. So it's just
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make a this is what I keep saying to people. It doesn't make a difference. And also, just swerve off the whole data protection scam.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Everyone's
because
watching.
it's
watch
bullshit,
out.
isn't it? It's like
We
what you've got
have
is you've got people.
GDPR now.
Get fucked.
I was taking the piss with that one.
Yeah, sorry,
should
but
think
yeah,
so.
we won't go down the conspiracy wormhole because you won't stop me.
Just to swerve back to the phone thing. When people buy a really expensive
I
one,
edit the podcast. I can't stop you.
Honestly, it's wise. But anyway, sorry, Pete. Yeah, Karen.
it's okay. When people swerve back, just people buy an expensive phone. I'd like you to just really think about the functionality of your phone. What does that £65 a month phone do that my £17.50 one doesn't? You know what I mean?
It has 174 megapixels on the camera, which you can't even see the difference because your eyes can't even fucking differentiate.
Right, okay, now listen. Now, I'm not against people having a good camera, all right? But
Is your camera bad? Is your camera bad?
My camera's fine. Right. I don't. It's not the best, but I don't care. Right. But I was on social media for years before I closed down all my accounts. I have seen the kind of pictures that you're taking with those really expensive cameras, and nobody gives
wants
a
to see
fuck.
your avocado toast.
They look exactly the same as the £17 fucking. It's just like...
If your job is photography, if your job is like short filmmaking, if your job, buy a camera for it, because the quality of the camera on your phone. No one gives a shit. When you send in your stupid little Snapchats, when you're making your fucking annoying TikToks, whatever it is you're doing, you do not need the best quality camera for it. Like,
well, I want to
see
every freckle and hair, dude. That's...
I have a slight defence on this argument. It's not.
There's no defence. I'm sorry.
I do
no
completely
defense.
agree with you. Just as a stupid one, it's nothing to do with genuine useful pictures. It's actually useful pictures, should I say? Is how it's work. I've got a 12. My boss has got an SE, and the other guy's got
a what?
It's a iPhone SE, which was the cheap one they did.
What the fuck isn't? Do you know what I'm not even? It's Apple. It's Apple.
No, that came out about 10 years ago. He just buys a new refurbished one every time he breaks it.
Yeah, legit. And then smart man.
It's because it's the only one that fits the belt loop he likes. That's why he buys
the what?
The belt loop. He's got it on his hip. He's a 47-year-old man. It's just. Yes,
I can relate to that sort of thing. I don't want to change because of physical convenience. I can relate to this.
I've got a Google belt loop. I'm intrigued. This
Google belt loop.
It hooks to his belt, and then he can unhook it quickly, answer it, and then clip it back on his belt. It's the only one that when you sit in a car doesn't get caught in the seatbelt. That's why he likes that one.
I can't even. I know.
That is a good reason to be picky about your phone.
It looks like a gun holster. So that's what America.
Yes, almost,
it's a gun holster for a mobile. What the fuck?
He does also.
He's obviously a retired sheriff from the old west who just needs to feel the thrill of whipping something out of his belt.
But the other day we were trying to take a picture of a turbocharger in a car, and it's buried underneath the back, and none of us could see the number on it. And to take this part out is like a 10-hour job, and we didn't want to take it out yet because we didn't want to take it out until we had the new part. And my phone was the only one good enough to be able to take a picture clearly enough that we could actually read the part number off it.
I bet there are cheaper phones that could do that.
Probably, but out of the ones available at work, mine was the only one that could do it.
So he had a phone from 10 years ago, which is an SD. What other phones were there?
It was some... I think it's a Sony Xperia.
Fuck, does Sony still make phones?
Well, it's because he used to have an iPhone, and then let me get this right. The first one got shut in the car door. 2 weeks later, his old one that he had, he stepped on and broke. And then the week after that, his daughter threw the old one his mum gave him in the toilet.
So I've got to ask,
3 phones in 3 weeks.
Between you and your friends losing your AirPod earphones and your friends breaking phones, are you guys like multi-millionaires? Like, how the fuck? What is like? What?
Yeah, but if you listen to that list, actually the phone he had was his missus's old one, and then the other two of them, they were all old phones. He wasn't going out and buying new phones. It was ones he found in the drawer, chucked a SIM card in, and went. To be honest, he likes iPhone. Mainly because of the fact that he knows how to use it. This guy doesn't know tech.
Yeah, it's grandparents' phones. Like, it's just... that's
but the thing is, this guy's younger than me. This guy's 25. He asked me, how do I send an email the other day? For fuck's sake. It's not that hard. You click the mail app on your phone and go, send. It's not hard.
I feel like you're attacking me personally right now.
I guarantee you know how to send an email. Don't bullshit me.
Alright, I've solved your problem with the cameras, James. So you had the old phones that couldn't take a picture, but yours could. It's okay. I've just looked in my drawer under the desk here. I've got my old Game Boy with the attachable camera that would probably take just as clear a picture. You would not get it that clear. No, you wouldn't. Yeah, just compared to the phones that you were talking about, it's about the same scale, isn't it?
Oh, as theirs,
like,
yeah.
Mine was the only one good enough. Yeah, because it's the only one within 25 years of technology. You know
it's the only one that wasn't made in 1974. Got the flashbang camera for the other phones. Like,
I can't stand fashion over function. You see, like I
agree.
I dress in really plain clothes because they're £1.50 per item. You know what I mean? The car.
I had to go clothes shopping the other week. I didn't like it.
I don't give a shit what I'm driving. When people choose cars as well, like one of the one of the guys at work just got himself a new car. And by the way, like he's one of these like manly men kind of guys, you know, like talks about football all the time. He drops his voice an octave just to talk to the lads. You know what I mean? You can tell.
Let's
he's like,
let's eat some bricks and lift some fucking houses.
So he's him and his missus have gone out and got like sort of half matching cars. She's got one of the bigger Fiat 500 things, yeah, and he's got a very similar looking Mercedes. And I said to him, you could not have picked a more hairdresser car if you tried. And he has literally gone for fashion over function there though, because like
I feel
he's
offended.
paying way over the odds for the thing he's trying to like. He drives 2 miles a week. It does not need that car. He would have been fine with something really cheap.
I should be laughing, but last company I was at, because I was a multinational business development manager, like you get the company car, you get the allowance, etc. I had a £55,000 budget to get a car.
Yeah, but there's a difference between spending a company's £55,000 budget because you can, because they've given it you, because they're stupid, and then spending your own money.
That's the thing, because I mean at that point, because they were like, here's, you can get your car, so I got a BMW M2 M Sport. And I thought I was gangster and like the fat rims. I turned up to see my brother and he was like, you look like you should be a 16-year-old hairdresser in that car, you little oh my god! The thing is, I could have got a Fiat Panda for £500 and saved myself 54, because they give you that allowance for a car. But if I just got a Fiat Panda, and then I could have taken the 54,500 and put that in my back pocket. But I was like, I thought I was gangster. My brother was like, yeah, you should probably go and work at hairdressers with that car. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you say, was it M2 you said?
Yeah, M2 M Sport.
Oh god, yeah, that is a hairdresser.
Well, I couldn't get the M4. The M4 was out of budget. The M4's... Oh, do you know what? We're not going over this.
Just either get a 3 or a 1. The 4's no better to be honest.
No, the 1 is even worse than the 2, and the 3's got ugly around that sort of time. The 4 was the... Anyway, I've never been a car person.
As my argument is, don't buy BMW.
Alright, says iPhone boy. Alright, yeah, listen to you.
Talk about overpriced shite and then
No, my problem with BMW is not overpriced shite, it's a cunt to work on. Your mechanic will hate you.
Oh, yeah, oh no, I'm really worried about the mechanic. Dude, I'm
sure the phone repair guys don't hate you. James are bringing Apple products all the time as well.
I go to a shop that only deals with Apple phones.
Yeah, people who work for Apple hate their lives because of the product as well.
Doesn't work for Apple. Because there's only one guy there. He set his own business up repairing Apple phones.
Because the phones are so shit, they keep breaking it. He's made a fucking lifestyle off of it.
Good God.
My last one that broke got driven over by a Range Rover. So that's a pretty valid reason to break.
At least an overpriced piece of shit broke an overpriced piece of shit.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I've never been a car person. It's just like my brother's a petrol head. I've always just driven like Peugeot 306, like refurb, like from fucking 1995. And then I got the company car. I was like, oh, I feel so gangster. It's just like, brum, brum. My brother's like, you look like a little fanny. I was just like, oh my god. Well, yeah, my brother's a petrol head. I've never really cared about cars and that. I would literally rather have a Fiat Panda.
I like Fiat Pandas.
Dude, Fiat Pandas, they're expensive as fuck. They've been bought up, like, me and Swish, we were going to get a Fiat Panda for the next SwigCon and turn up and write MILFmobile on the side and just be a bit, like, pimping Fiat Panda. But no, they're expensive. Everyone's bought them up and, like, pimp my ride sort of thing.
But I say, all used cars at the minute are incredibly expensive. Used car market is fucked.
Honestly, I haven't had a car for 4 years now, 5 years. Yeah, I haven't.
Reckon you've forgotten how to drive? Because I forgot how to drive once.
Last time I drove was at my brother's wedding. He lent me his like Audi A4 family car sort of thing. Nearly went straight for a head, just like, I'm gonna drive at 5 miles an hour. I'm just gonna.
Randomly on this, the stupidness of inflation. It was the other day we were randomly nosing on Auto Trader at cars because that's what we do when we're bored.
And just looking at some Bentleys and some Bugattis.
No, we set ourselves a challenge to see who can get the best car for the budget. But as it happens, we found this Dacia Sandero, which had 400 miles.
A what?
A Dacia Sandero.
Is that? I think that's Chinese. They're tracking you.
Some people pronounce it Dacia. If you.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, all right, all right,
They're Romanian. But it was £11,500 for for like 400 miles on it. We went onto Dacia's website. They're $9,000 new.
Legit.
They're really
Alright, that's
cheap cars, actually, yeah.
hustler. That's a hustler. That's what I'm
The
talking
thing is,
about.
it's because of like global shortages and chips and all that a lot at the minute and anything. There's like an 18-month wait list for a new Dacia. So the people that are selling them at 400 miles old can go, yeah, fuck you, put the price up. So it's genuinely more expensive to buy a used car than a new car. But you can have the used car today. You can't have the new car for 18 months. That's the difference.
They have such good value cars, though.
Honestly, like, oh man, Fiat Pandas are so pimping. Sorry, I'm distracted by
like
Fiat Pandas.
Just randomly, what my favourite car to
Everything's
drive
just randomly today.
Yeah, it is. But it's because I'm completely changing subject, but I'm not at the same time. Favourite cars to drive for fun are little like Fiat Pandas and stuff like that because they've got really skinny tyres and no power, so you drive at 100% power all the time, and they just slide everywhere.
I've never been a motorhead, petrol head, but when we was younger, I grew up in the countryside, and we had a lot of motorbikes. And when I was 10, 11, 12, like we had like little 50cc's mopeds, like, yeah. And I've been through so many hedges and gone into so many trees on motorbikes. I think it was about 7 or 8 count. So the last one that I rode was a 250 Yamaha, which I couldn't even hold up because I was so small. I literally writ it off when I drove it into a tree, and my brother kicked the crap out of me. I was like, I'm never riding a motorbike again, because when I panic, I pull the throttle. It's just like...
Believe it or not, a lot of people do that.
It's just like, motorbikes are deadly. But like my mother, she's got like a scar going up her knee and all her leg, like, because like my parents were like, they were biker gang sort of people, like, and yeah, I'm just one of those people. If you panic, you pull the throttle.
What? When you talk about like all these things that happen in your childhood, you set yourself up to be like a GTA protagonist or something. Like,
there's a lot of things I don't talk about on stream for a reason.
My cousin, when she did a CBT, which if you don't know, if you're like not from the UK, anything like that, is a test you do at. Well, it's what you do to become a learner on a moped. Which is a 50cc or 125.
Yes, as long as you've got like the learner plates on it, and yeah.
You can drive a small low-power moped on this license. You've got to do the test every 2 years or get your full bike license. But she went to do that. I think she went to do a taster beforehand to see if she liked it. And whenever you do what CBT is, it's in 2 halves. There's a half on the road you do second, and the half you do in like a car park beforehand. And they tell you how to turn around and weave through cones and brakes safely and all that lot. Generally on automatic twist and go scooters.
Yeah.
She got on it and was like, where are the brakes? Pretty much. And they said, well, the brakes are at the front here, this is your fault, you twist that. She twisted that and it made a revving noise and she's got scared and dropped it.
That's a good shout, because one of the
she got back on it and held the brake and revved it, and the guy was like, you need to let go of the brake, so she just let go of the brake at full throttle. It popped a little bit, there's not enough power to fully with it, popped a little bit, straight into a hedge.
That's my girl. Yeah, I relate.
Motorbike still.
I relate. Yeah, because one of the front brakes, I think, is the left lever is the front brake, and
left is front, right is
yeah. Left is front.
No, right is front.
And I'm
because you have to close the throttle off to grab it. So
I haven't been on a motorbike since I was 13.
Right is front brake, left is rear brake or clutch if it's a gear.
Yeah,
brake.
clutch. The one of them was clutch and the other one was front brake, and I slammed it, and then the front wheel locked and I went flying. But anyway, motorbikes are shit.
Motorbikes are great.
Never rode one.
Yeah, right is front brake because you close the throttle to grab it.
Don't ride one, but in a car at least
I know.
You have
Okay,
protection.
so I have my own objections to riding
motorbike,
motorbikes. Okay, so people who ride motorbikes, fine. I don't have a problem with them. I'm not an issue. I'm also one of those drivers who's very aware that when there's a motorbike around, I should be a bit more careful because they're more susceptible to harm, etc.
If someone's filtering, would you move out to give them more room to filter past?
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say because when I go to Newcastle to pick my son up, there's I go along the A69. Anybody who lives up that end will be aware of it.
Shout out the A69.
Shout out! It's sponsored by A69. But there's a lot of like groups of bikers that go up and down because it's just a long road of bugger all, really.
There's a lot of Hell's Angels up there as well, bro. That's
But if you want to pass, I pull to one side, give them more room to pass because it's why the hell not? They're not doing me any harm.
The further you are away from people, sorry.
But the reason I object to owning or riding a motorbike myself is that when it rains, I don't get to hear the pitter patter of rain on the roof. And that is the sound of rain on a car when you're in the car is the most relaxing sound in the world, and I would not deprive myself of that.
The sound of the pitter-patter on your helmet and your jacket is the most horrible feeling in the world.
I don't want it. I want the relaxing sound of the rain on the top of the car.
But I worked at. It currently takes me about 20 minutes to get to work. If I had a motorbike, I reckon I could do it in 5.
Yeah, but would that be legally?
Yeah. It'd be it's because I set in non-moving traffic. So you just filter down the side of it, which is perfectly legal to do in the UK.
But how far away is your work?
About 3 miles. So, I could probably walk quicker.
I was gonna say you literally just fucking walk.
There is a very big hill in the way, and
yeah.
I'd have to cross a major 70-mile-an-hour dual carriageway.
Yeah, my brother's he's got a motorbike. He's got like a fucking Kawasaki. I don't know, man. He's just like, but he loves that shit. I'm just like, no. A car, for example. But the thing is, with drivers, so I, in my old job, I was doing 2,500 miles a month, so 2,500 miles a month, up and down the country, just like, and I've never had an accident. The only time I've ever damaged my car is when my brother challenged me to get into my car park when the walls were really close. He was like, you wouldn't be able to drive down there, and I essentially dented the whole side of my car.
It turns out you couldn't drive down there.
I could not, no. He was dying. He was like, the alleyway down to the car park, it was like downhill, and there's a wall either side. He's like, you can get down there. I was like, yeah, of course I can. I just park on the road of convenience. I was like, look. Drove down there, and the whole side of my car was all crunched. He was just like, you're such... That's the only accident I've ever had apart from the motorbikes. But the problem is with people in cars and drivers, the vast majority of people are terrible drivers. The vast majority of people
realise
that they're in death traps. They
don't realise they're in a machine that can easily kill you and everyone around you.
Yeah, literally. And I'm so conscious of that. And I've come close to crashing once, but I
absolutely despise driving.
I love it, especially when there's no one in the car. Driving. I love it.
I can't. It's so like it's
countryside at night. With the music on,
yep.
In my car as well. I love driving my car.
Classical FM, cruising down the motorway at 2 o'clock in the morning.
See, am I weird for like preferring to drive in silence?
No, see,
my dad does.
Occasionally,
although my dad likes to drive in the dad likes to drive in quiet so he can hear the engine. Because he always drives tuned cars.
No, I don't give a shit about that. I just so for the drive takes me like 2.5 hours to go up to Newcastle and then 2.5 hours back, and sometimes I'll put something on to listen to it, whether it be a podcast or something like that, but it'll generally be something like low key. It's just the sound of someone chatting to me or something like that. But for the most part, I just like to think.
I don't like to think. Thinking is where all the bad stuff happens. I avoid thinking.
Right, okay. Here we go. We're getting close to wrapping up time, but I'm going to give you a bit of advice, because I know you've been struggling recently.
I don't like advice because then I've got to pretend like I'm listening.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just unplug your headset for a minute, and I'll pretend I'm talking listening to you. All right. Is that... Right, now when you say you're thinking is where all the bad stuff happens, you have to. Remember before when we said the first step's the hardest. Now, when it comes to tackling your problems, if you start the thinking process and get through the hard part, then eventually you have a breakthrough moment. But you actually have to do the thinking. I'm not sure whether you're playing with yourself or protesting there.
No, right? It's me just going, you're right, but I don't like it. Shut up.
But with the car, the music and stuff, Swoog, and like the driving, the reason I like driving, obviously I live down the southwest. We've got Dartmoor down here, but there's moorlands all over the country. I love driving on it with music on, but I have it on quite loud. But I'm almost not listening to it because the music helps me think down different paths, and my mind wanders off and does whatever the fuck it wants. I remember this song from this, and I end up thinking and working through things out in my head. That's why I like it. That's why I'm hating the fucking cost of fuel at the minute, because my car's not a car.
Dude, you're going to set off America. Jesus.
Your fuel is cheap in America, and we're jealous.
Oh God! But no,
so cheap over there.
I don't like. We're getting
$2 a gallon.
We're getting too deep here. You guys are telling me to listen to myself, and I have a big emotional bottle where I bottle stuff up, and I don't take my own advice. And
Let it out.
No. Do you know what this? I don't like this. I don't like this. You can't make me be an adult. Shut up.
We can't make you know, but we can keep poking you until it happens.
Well, no,
we won't have made you. We won't have made you. In fact, you know what? You used to be a salesman, didn't you?
Give me this pen.
I still am a
No,
salesman.
no. Hang on. Sell me this pen. That's bullshit. You don't sell someone an item, James. You sell someone a lifestyle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sales tactic. I'm going to use it on you.
Pen
All right.
salesman.
Because it doesn't matter, James. All right. If you're a pen salesman, you talk about the contracts that you sign.
Okay. So
You
sell
talk
you a
about how
pen.
professional you look. No, I'm not going to sell you a pen. I'm going to use a sales tactic on you for something completely different. All right. You know when you're walking down the street when you go for your walks around town, and you see someone walk past you and they just look like they've got their life together. You know what I mean, don't you? You can look at someone and you don't know them, and you've no proof whatsoever that they've got their life together, but you just look at them and something in your mind just goes, they've got their life together, and I'm a little bit jealous.
Yeah. No, I'm never jealous, man. Because I don't.
No, but you know what I mean? Or you're happy for them or something like that. You're not jealous.
No, I just don't like to admit I'm jealous.
Okay, it's fine. Whatever it is. You see those people, don't you? Now, what separates you from those people is just a little bit of self-reflection, okay? And now, sometimes we reach a point where we need a lot of self-reflection. It takes a long time to properly analyse what we've been through, to properly break down what's happened, where we could have done better, what we've done wrong, and what we can learn from it and take forward. So, when you see those people who've you think they've got it together, the only thing that is stopping you being that way is that bit of self-reflection. And the best part about it is that self-reflection gets easier once you've started doing it. So if you need like a week of thinking to get over whatever has happened to you, fine, you'll need a week. But then once that week's happened, let's say you go Sunday to Sunday, then on Monday, you'll only need 10 minutes just to reflect on Monday. Then on Tuesday, you'll only need 10 minutes to reflect on Tuesday. And so the people who walk around who've got their life together, they're no different to you. They just only need the 10 minutes of reflection now because they've done the hard bit. And you can have that. You can have that with just reflecting a little bit. It's dead easy because all you do is sit and think about what you've done. What you do is sit and think about what you want, where you are, and what you need to do to get to where you want to be.
So this is the last time we're ever going to talk. It was nice knowing you, dude. I don't.
But and now we see the reason this is a sales tactic is because what you do is you sell someone a lifestyle. Okay, so James, you're on about selling pens to someone. You don't sell them a pen at all, okay? If your pen is a premium brand, you don't talk about the actual pen. You talk about successful business people signing contracts. You talk about drawing up documents as a top lawman or something like that. You talk about all the things, and you don't say that buying this pen will give you those things, but you heavily imply it. So you talk about all these things that you do.
My pen's just one of those ones that you move and the boobs appear.
Yeah, when the boobs appear, yeah, that's what you're saying. If someone's out to buy a pen, you talk about all the cool things that are done with pens, and then you show them a pen, and then they're ready to buy.
It's so the thing is for me in that aspect, is that advice you're giving through self-experience, or is that advice that you're giving as passing on to somebody else? Are you the person that walks down the street and or are you the person that is looking on those people that you like?
It doesn't matter who I am in this equation. It matters who you are in this equation.
No, that's yeah.
Okay, all right. If you want an answer to that, I'm both. I am both the observer and the observee.
Ooh. So I'm an observee to the crackheads, and I'm an observer to Elon. But no, it's the thing is, dude. Isn't it time to wrap up?
Spook's loading.
Yeah, no. Is it time? I think we're over time here. That's it.
Well, say what you were going to say then.
No. That was it.
Right. So yes, that is a very useful, convenient time to end it now. Fucking train wreck of a stop. There we go. So thank you for coming on, Swoog. As always, I'm sure we'll have you back.
Sponsored by iPhone, AirPods, and A69.
AirPods, A69. There was something else as well.
Yeah, the shop. What was the other thing?
Little shop, yeah. iOutlet.
iOutlet, yeah, that was it.
Don't forget to use all those things, boys. Use code
WAFM.
Scammies453. And
I guarantee you, we do not get any kickback from that support.
If anything, we're going to get sued for saying that.
Sued for defamation.
But yeah, no. Yeah, thank you for having me on again. This is it's always good fun, and There were definitely some obscure topics today. I mean, hopefully some people take some stuff from it, but
I think we've changed some
Take
lives. So we've gone from
if you take
as-
anything from this podcast,
it's the
forget
don't
the
buy
saving money, it's the
AirPods or
mental,
Apple.
Fuck off! Shut up, you. It's the mental health things.
Oh,
not
all
the
right.
Apple
Yeah,
things.
sorry. Yeah, that's actually important.
I
Sorry,
think to
yeah.
bring us full circle, we've changed lives all over the place. We've gone down to the depths of despair, and there is always a way back up. And to things as frivolous as like, stop buying iPhones, you wanker.
Yeah.
And to the joy of life that is the iPhone.
Yeah, and Fiat Pandas.
And Fiat
Pandas.
I think we can all agree that Fiat Pandas are phenomenal.
Check out some Pimp My Ride Fiat Pandas. I honestly just
If you've never seen it, just go watch Pimp My Ride, to be honest.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
It's all right.
One thing I want to shout out, because Pete won't do it, is Pete is currently doing quite a good series about MMO RPGs. I'll put a link in the description below for his channel. Go watch them, because they're actually entertaining, which I hate to say because it's Pete, but they're good videos.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into them. So, and mine are shite. And so imagine how much work goes into the good videos. You know, it's absolutely shocking the amount of time that's going into it.
Yeah, I can attest to these. I've seen you post them in Discord. So yeah. Watch them,
He
guys.
hasn't watched them, but he's just seen them appear in Discord.
Well, I mean, I see World of Warcraft. I'm like,
Oh, don't worry. If you watch it, you might agree with the opinions.
You will.
So, if for whatever reason you manage to find this podcast before finding Swoog, twitch.tv/eswoogi, it's basically this, but without the other two idiots interjecting all the time. Other than that, you can find us on Twitter at Our Mouths, and it's the same on Instagram that we don't use. The email address is
you dick.
Facebook, which we don't use.
and Facebook
And
that we don't
TikTok,
use,
which we're not using.
Yeah,
TikTok that we
my
don't use,
Space,
yeah,
my
it's,
MSN, my AOL. Yeah, it's
Well,
Bebo,
we were organised.
yeah, Bebo.
When we started the podcast, we were organised and grabbed the username everywhere, but we don't actually post on it because neither of I only use social media to look at stupid videos, and Pete doesn't use it at all, so we forget. The best place to find us is our Discord, which is also linked below.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But
Highly recommend it, guys.
If you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Tell us about the shit phone that you bought that's too much money. Tell us about the best car you've ever owned. Tell us about the worst car you've ever owned.
Yeah, good shout. In the comments, let us know what mobile you own, how much you're paying for your contract per monthly, and how long. I'm
how
intrigued.
can we save you money?
Can you also let us know the account number and sort code of the account you're using to pay for it?
I-
And the
That's a
credits on the back
scam.
of the
That
card.
part is a scam.
I'm not the Pete and Swug Phones shop. We're not associated with scams. We are here to provide you with a good service. We only take a 15% commission on top of your £1,100 phones. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'll let you guys wrap up. Sorry. Yeah, thanks.
It's all right. You could like, rate, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, comment,
Bell.
sub. Yeah, hit the bell, whatever. If you like this sort
And
of
tell
crap,
your
there's
friends.
tell your friends. There's a backlog of these shitty podcasts if you want to
I
go back and
haven't
listen
got
to
any
the
friends.
archive of them. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. Swoog will be back in a month's time. Me and James will be back in a week's time. Oh,
Also,
James,
We've
we
started putting spoilers in the Discord, so if you want to see them, come see.
yeah, that's right. If you want to get involved in the conversation, just come in Discord. We're active as hell in there. And also, James, it's either next week or the week after that we have the guest that we can't tell Swoog about.
Why can't you tell me? Because that's not fair, man. That's like...
See, last time he was on, we said, "Oh, it's going to be
I know.
soon," and we can't tell him about
I
it.
know, but he had to cancel. He's a busy man, all right? It's he's a very, very busy man. I'm talking like major busy, so...
This isn't smooth acting. He genuinely doesn't know.
I'm pissed, man. I thought, who is it?
Well, you know what? Several people do know Swoog who are like in your circle, and nobody's giving anything. Yeah.
Oh, you are so banned. Mackie, you're unbanned. Pete's banned. Mackie, you're good, man. Pete, you're so banned, man. I said again.
All right. So if you want to catch that episode, possibly before Swoog does, then make sure you're following, subbing, whatever it is.
Doesn't matter. You're banned now.
You can ban me all you want. I know the head honcho. I am the head honcho here.
Fuck off! I'm the head honcho. It's my podcast.
Don't reveal that information, James.
You always shout at me when it goes wrong that it's my podcast.
You know
It's
what?
taken us longer to end this podcast than it took to start it. This has never happened.
I'm not gonna say I really need to use the immunity, so I'm gonna. But no, thank you for having me on. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys. I do appreciate it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for waffling and anybody that is listening, yeah, make sure to join the Discord. Leave us a comment in the YouTube comments about what phone you have, how much you pay per month. I mean, we're not judging you. We're just gonna laugh at you for being idiots. Sorry, no, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I appreciate your guys' time. Make sure to follow them on all their socials, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in about a month or so. Yeah,
I think that about does us. We'll see you all next time.
legends.